Okay, let's continue our tour on our great graph and plots. So our next type of graph that we're going to talk about is called a stem and leaf plot. And just like our bar graphs, our histograms, our dot plots, our scatter plots, a stem and leaf plot is a data display that also uses the frequency of data values to organize the data set. So again, frequency is how often something occurs. But in a stem and leaf plot, we're going to break each data value into what we call a stem and a leaf. That's where it gets its name from. So in order to create a stem and leaf plot, you always need to make sure you draw a straight vertical line. Okay, that's going to make sure that the stem is the digit or digits on the left side of that line, and the leaf is the digit or the digits on the right side of the line. So all of this is great, but your stem and leaf plot is going to be unusable if you forget to make a key. That key explains what place value or values the stem and leaf represent. So let's do some examples together. Number one, so I've got my straight vertical line. So again, the stems are what are on the left side. The leaf is what is on the right side. And then I have the key. So my key here says if it's a 1 for the stem, a 5 for the leaf, that equals the number 15. So that means my stem represents the tens place value and my leaf represents the ones place value. So I just want to create a list of all of my data values here. So 1 line 5 is 15. 1 line 6 would be 16. 1 line 6, 16. 2 line 2 would be 22. 2 line 3 would be 23. And then 3 line 5 would be 35. So there are all of my data values. Looking at our next one, I see a bunch of decimals and our data values. So my key down here tells me that 1 line 5 is equal to 1 and 5/10. So it's like my line has just replaced the decimal point. So for our very first data point, I just have and 7/10. So I need a stem to go with what should be in the ones place. This is going to be our tenths place. So if it's just 7/10, that means there's a 0 inside of my 1 spot. So this would be 0 line 7. My next stem would be 1, and it gets a leaf of 2, a leaf of 6, and a leaf of 8. My next stem would be 2, and it gets a leaf of 2, of 5, 5 again, and 6. My next stem is 3. My first leaf is 0. The next one is 1, then 2, then 2 again. My last leaf is 4, has a stem of 1 and a stem of 4. All right, and then the last one. This time we're going to use this dot plot to help us create our stem and leaf. So this time we don't have a key, so we need to create a key. So when I look at all of my data values, they all have a tens and a 1. So I'm going to use that to help me create my key. So I'm going to say, again, 1 line 5 would be 15. So my stem is the tens. My leaf is the 1. So my first dot on my dot plot is at the number 12. So that would be a stem of 1 and a leaf of 2. Then I have 2 dots at the number 16, which means the number 16 needs to appear twice on my data list. So that would be a stem of 1 and a leaf of 6. And again, another leaf of 6 because there are 2 values. My next value is 18. So that's a stem of 1 and a leaf of 8. My next data value is 20, and it's going to appear 3 times. So this is going to get a stem of 2 and a leaf of 0. And again, putting it 3 times because I've got 3 dots. Nothing for 22, but then I have 24, which is a stem of 2, a leaf of 4. 26 is a stem of 2, a leaf of 6. And then 30, again, it's going to appear twice. So that's a stem of 3 and a leaf of 0, putting it 2 times there. Okay, so let's do some practice problems. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Okay, So number one, all of our instructions are going to be the same, so I'm just going to read them one time. It says to make a stem and leaf plot using the data set below, then find the mean, median, mode, and range of the data set. So when I look here, I see all of my numbers are in the 400s. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my straight vertical line, and then let's talk about the key. So there are a few different ways that I could break up the key. I could make my hundreds and my tens be the stem, and my ones would be the leaf. Or I can make my hundreds be the stem and my tens and my ones be the leaf. So what I want to do here is when I look at my data, I see every single one of them is in the 400 range. So if I just made my stem the hundreds position, that means I'm only going to have one stem to use on this entire graph. And that's not really helping me organize here. So for my stem, I'm going to include the hundreds and the tens, and then the ones are going to be the leaf. So if it looked like this, 41 on the left, 2 on the right, that would be 412. So for my first one, 404, 40 is going to become my stem, 4 would be the leaf. For the next one, 41 would be the stem, 2 would be the leaf. 41 would be the stem, 3 would be the leaf. 42 is the stem, 1 is the leaf. 42 is the stem, 2 is the leaf. 43 is the stem, 9 is the leaf. 43 is the stem, 9 is the leaf. 43 is the stem, 9 is the leaf. 44 is the stem. I have to make my graph longer. 5 is the leaf. 45 is the stem. 5 is the leaf. 45 is the stem. 6 is the leaf. So here's my stem and leaf plot. Now it also wants us to find the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. So I always start with the mode because it's the easiest one to look for. Remember, mode means most. So my value that appears the most is 439. It has a frequency of 3. The next one is going to be the range. That's the difference between the highest number, which is 456, minus the smallest number, which is 404. So 6 minus 4 is 2, 5 minus 0 is 5, 4 minus 4 is 0. So I get a range of 52. For our median, I'm going to go back to our original data. So cross off one on the left, one on the right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Only one left in the middle, so my median is 439. And I'm actually going to cheat for my mean. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to use my calculator here. So I'm going to add up all of my data values. So that'd be 404 plus 412 plus 413 plus 421 plus 422 plus 439 3 different times. So there's 3 plus 445 plus 455 plus 456. And now that I have this, I need to calculate, or I need to count how many numbers that I have in my data set. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So divided by 11 gives me this number right here. I am going to round to the nearest tenth. So that'd be 431 and 4/10.